At Hogwarts, astronomy is the discipline devoted to the study of stars, planets, and other celestial bodies. Lessons are usually held high above the castle, in the astronomy tower. Directed by Professor Aurora Sinestra, students use telescopes to observe constellations, planetary alignments, and the slow shifting of the heavens. Mastery requires memorizing positions, cycles, and changes in the night sky. Unlike many magical subjects, astronomy is firmly rooted in the sciences of the non-magical world, relying on principles of mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Pupils must complete this subject during their first 5 years, and can continue it as an elective in the 6th and 7th. Charms teaches spells that enhance or modify objects, creatures, or people. The coursework emphasizes incantation accuracy, wand motion, and intense focus to achieve precise magical outcomes. Spells range from the basic levitation charm to advanced enchantments such as summoning distant items or erecting magical barriers. Lessons are lively, sometimes chaotic, filled with practice and trial. The most famous moment in this class came when Hermione Granger perfected the levitation charm in her first year. Classes are overseen in the charms corridor by the energetic and highly skilled Professor Phileas Flitwick. Defense against the dark arts. This subject equips students with the knowledge and spells to shield themselves against dark magic and hostile creatures. Lessons cover counter curses, protective charms, and identifying malicious beings. It is considered one of the most essential disciplines at Hogwarts. However, since Lord Voldemort was refused the post, the position has been cursed, resulting in a new teacher every year. Each instructor's approach is unique, from Lockhart's incompetence to Lupin's hands-on training. Because of the turnover, the subject is diverse in content, but notoriously unstable. The subject is diverse in content, but notoriously unstable. Herbology is the science of magical and mundane plants, fungi, and their many uses. Students are taught cultivation, care, and safe handling of flora with extraordinary properties. Some plants provide healing effects, while others are dangerously toxic or aggressive. The subject is essential for potion making and spellcasting, as well as for medical purposes. Lessons take place in Hogwarts greenhouses, under the guidance of Professor Pomona Sprout, who balances theoretical knowledge with hands-on experience. Since magical plants often resemble or overlap with non-magical varieties, the course also provides practical knowledge outside wizardry. This subject explores the major events, laws, and influential figures that have shaped the wizarding world. Topics include the founding of Hogwarts, the development of magical legislation, and biographies of important witches and wizards. Intended to give students a wide historical context, the class is notoriously boring. Professor Cuthbert Binns, a ghost who simply continued teaching after death, delivers monotonous lectures with little interaction. Students rely heavily on texts such as A History of Magic by Bathilda Bagshot, though most struggle to remain attentive in class. Potions combines artistry and precision in the brewing of magical mixtures. Students follow exact recipes, measuring ingredients, monitoring temperature, and carefully controlling timing. Brews range from simple remedies for minor ailments to extremely complex potions like polyjuice. Errors can easily render a potion ineffective or dangerously unstable, making it one of the most demanding subjects.
Barely.
Classes are traditionally held in the dungeons under Professor Severus Snape, and later Horace Slughorn. Success requires patience, meticulous attention, and steady focus. Transfiguration deals with altering the form or nature of objects, animals, or even humans. It is among the most difficult magical fields, combining theory with intricate practice. Early lessons focus on basic transformations, like turning matches into needles, while advanced studies involve conjuration and human transfiguration. The practice is bound by magical restrictions, such as Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration, which limits what can be created. Renowned professors have taught this subject, including Albus Dumbledore and Minerva McGonagall, who demonstrated exceptional mastery.
An elective course, Care of Magical Creatures, introduces students to the study and handling of magical beasts. Lessons expose pupils to both harmless creatures, like flobberworms, and highly dangerous beings, such as hippogriffs or blast-ended scroots. Instruction emphasizes safe handling, creature behavior, and their place within magical society. Classes usually occur outdoors, either on the Hogwarts grounds or occasionally in the Forbidden Forest. The subject has been taught by Sylvanus Kettleburn, Wilhelmina Grubbly-Plank, and most famously, Rubeus Hagrid, who brought immense passion to the role. Divination is an elective subject that introduces students to predicting the future through various mystical methods. Techniques include reading tea leaves, gazing into crystal balls, palmistry, astrology, dream interpretation, and omen analysis. The subject is often controversial due to its lack of precision, and was once described by Professor Minerva McGonagall as one of the vaguest branches of magic. Nevertheless, divination has been a part of Hogwarts' curriculum for centuries. Classes take place in a tower adorned with mystical artifacts, and are taught by Professor Sybil Trelawney, with Centaur Ferenzi having taught the subject part-time at one point. Muggle Studies is an elective subject designed to introduce students to the non-magical world. The curriculum focuses on the daily life, technology, and culture of Muggles, helping students understand the reasons for maintaining the international secrecy of the wizarding world, while also learning to approach Muggle inventions without prejudice. Initially, the class was taught by Professor Charity Burbage, who consistently promoted tolerance and respect for Muggles. However, during the Second Wizarding War, the subject was appropriated as a propaganda tool, portraying Muggles as inferior. Muggle art is an extracurricular subject that focuses on the various forms of art in the non-magical world. Students explore painting, sculpture, photography, and the history of Muggle art movements. The subject emphasizes the value of non-magical creativity, contrasting it with wizarding art, which often incorporates spells or animated elements, such as talking portraits. Through this, students gain a broader perspective on artistic creativity beyond traditional magical practices. Muggle music is also an extracurricular subject, focusing on the music of the non-magical world. The program includes music theory, performance, the study of genres, instruments, and historical periods. Students have the opportunity to compose and perform their own pieces, gaining an appreciation for the discipline and skills that Muggle musicians must cultivate, in contrast to wizarding music, which often relies on enchanted instruments or magical charms. Ancient runes is an elective subject that studies ancient symbols and their connection to magic. Students learn to translate, interpret, and explore how runes were once used in charms and spells. The subject combines language and magic,
providing insight into the origins of many forms of spellcasting and ancient wizarding culture. Classes take place in the Ancient Runes corridor and are taught by Professor Bathsheba Babbling. Proficiency in runes is especially valuable for careers in magical research, curse breaking, or the study of magical artifacts. Arithmancy is the study of the magical properties of numbers and their application in spells and divination. Students learn about the symbolic meanings of numbers, equations, and the connections between numerical patterns and magical events. This subject requires precision and an analytical mindset, involving far more calculation than most other classes at Hogwarts. Hermione Granger once regarded it as her favorite subject. Arithmancy is taught by Professor Septima Vector in classroom 7A on the 7th floor.
Precision strengthens the spell beyond expectation. Well done all.
Alchemy is an advanced subject that combines transfiguration, potions, and aspects of non-magical chemistry. Students study the 4 classical elements, earth, air, fire, and water, and how they can be manipulated to transform matter. The subject also explores the long history of alchemy, its influence on magic, and various refinement techniques. This is not a course for all students, but is offered only to selected individuals due to its high level of complexity. Dark arts was the only mandatory subject during the 1997 to 1998 school year, replacing defense against the dark arts. Unlike its predecessor, this course focused on the practice of dark magic, curses, harmful spells, and the control of dark creatures. The goal of the class was mastery of offensive magic rather than self-defense. It was taught by Amicus Caro, who turned the classroom into a tool for spreading fear and imposing Voldemort's ideology. Flying is one of the first practical classes students take, teaching them how to handle broomsticks. The lessons cover proper riding posture, maintaining balance in the air, and controlling speed and direction. Students also learn safety rules and regulations related to broomstick use, which are especially useful in Quidditch. The class is taught by Madame Rolanda Hooch, who also serves as the referee for Quidditch matches at Hogwarts. Flying is limited to broomsticks and does not include unsupported forms of flight.
Well done, everyone. Excellent control today.
Ancient Studies is an elective subject that focuses on the magical practices and cultures of ancient civilizations. Students explore the magic and rituals of societies such as Egypt, Greece, and Rome, studying artifacts, religious customs, and early forms of spellcasting. By examining these origins, students gain valuable insight into the development of modern magical knowledge and the influence of cultural traditions on wizarding society. The subject is highly theoretical and historical in nature, and is often considered a complement to history of magic and ancient runes. Art at Hogwarts is an extracurricular activity for those who wish to explore creative expression through painting, sculpture, and other visual techniques. Unlike art in the Muggle world, Hogwarts art often incorporates magical elements. For instance, paint that can change color on its own, or portraits that move. Students are encouraged to develop their craftsmanship while also examining the social role of art within the wizarding community. By experimenting with various techniques, they come to recognize the fundamental differences between non-magical creativity and enchanted art. Field studies is a relatively new subject, introduced to provide real-world experiences outside the classroom. The course focuses on direct observation of magical creatures, unique plants, and locations imbued with magical elements. Students learn how to apply theoretical knowledge to practical situations. Lessons are usually conducted outdoors and may be led by different professors depending on the topic, blending adventure with hands-on education.
Be gentle. We don't want to disturb the magical properties.
Ghoul Studies is an elective subject focused on creatures classified as ghouls, including poltergeists, certain types of spirits, and other entities of a spectral nature. Students explore their biology, behavior, habitats, and the folklore surrounding them. A key component is learning safe methods for handling or containing these beings in controlled environments. Compared to care of magical creatures, this subject has a narrower focus on entities that are eerie or haunting. Classes are often held in a designated corridor or specialized space within the school grounds.
Magical theory provides the academic foundation for understanding how magic works. Magical energy, the governing principles and explanations for why a spell or potion recipe succeeds or fails. The subject leans more toward theoretical reasoning than practical application, helping students gain a deeper grasp of magical mechanisms and strengthening their foundation for advanced studies. Standard references for this course often include the book Magical Theory and other specialized writings.
Now we can apply these principles confidently in our next spell work.
Music at Hogwarts differs from Muggle music. The curriculum explores the relationship between sound and spells, enchanted instruments, and methods of composing with magical integration. Students study theory, performance practice, and creative experimentation within a magical context, focusing on how sound can support or alter the effectiveness of enchantments. Compared to Muggle music, this subject emphasizes the interactive nature between art and magic.
Let's refine this section together.
Xylomancy is a lesser-known branch of divination that uses wood fragments, tree branches, or wood grain patterns to predict the future or interpret present signs. Students learn how to decode shapes, textures, and the symbolic meanings of different types of wood. Though often overlooked, this subject provides a unique method to complement other divinatory techniques.
Xylomancy is not only foresight, it is harmony with the unseen patterns of nature.
Apparition is a specialized course that teaches the technique of instantaneous teleportation, available only to students aged 17 and above due to its high risks. The training lasts several weeks, typically around 12 weeks, and is conducted by Ministry of Magic inspectors rather than Hogwarts professors. The program emphasizes the three fundamental principles: destination, fixing the target location, determination, strength of will, and deliberation, focused precision. Students practice visualizing the destination, reinforcing their intent, and executing the spell accurately. Lessons are usually held in wide-open spaces to minimize accidents. In some recorded sessions, an instructor such as Wilkie Twirus is shown guiding students step by step.
The 25 subjects at Hogwarts reflect the vast and diverse nature of magical education, blending theory, practice, creativity, and discipline. From core disciplines like potions, transfiguration, and defense against the dark arts, to electives such as ancient runes, Muggle studies, and field studies, each subject provides students with unique skills and perspectives. Together, they shape not only competent witches and wizards, but also individuals who understand the balance between magic, knowledge, and responsibility in the wizarding world.